Hello and welcome back to my rock making tutorial. In the last one we made 4 different textures for these rocks and they came out pretty good, I'd say. If you're curious to see, I'll just open them up real quick. Rocks, YouTube video. These were the ones that I made. These are the diffuse of them. There's the first one. There's the second one. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. So we made 4 different textures. And what we're going to do in this video is we're going to put them into an atlas. Truth be told, for this with this tutorial, what I did is I made 4 different biomes. What you would want to do ideally is have it have each biome kind of in their own atlas. So if you're going to do, snowy, like this one, you might have this one in your texture atlas. And then you can maybe have less snow, right? Maybe this one will be in your texture atlas, right? And then maybe this one as well, like this one here, maybe will be in your texture atlas. And then finally, down here will be in your texture atlas. And all 4 of these will be in your texture atlas. And you can use this to fill out a biome, like a full-on level, and you would really bring down the amount of materials and bring down the amount of draw calls. And that's the whole point of playing into a texture atlas and whatnot. Anyways, so what we're going to do is going to open up GIMP. Right now I have GIMP 3.0.6 for this one. But you could have a future version or a past version. I'm sure it'd work no matter what. And now we are here in GIMP. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do File, New. You can hit Control N. And I'm going to put this at 2048 pixels because I did 1024 before, right? 1024. And if I multiply that by 2, does that show? I don't know. No, probably not. It would work on other places. Anyways, I'm not really too familiar with GIMP, but it's going to work well enough for what we need it to. So I made it 1K textures, so I'm making it 2K textures so I could fit it in a 2x2 grid. Maybe you want to do a 4K texture, you can fit it in a 4x4 grid, in which case you could have 16 different variations of rocks in your one material. There's nothing stopping you from doing that, but in this case I'm just doing 2048 by 2048. Okay, there we go. And here we are. I've just been given a white-black background. I'm just going to delete the layer. So now it's just an empty layers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the rock diffuse that I just did. So 1 through 4. Yours could be named differently, maybe arid or something. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm bringing these guys in. And like I said, this is simply for demonstrations. You're going to want to, maybe down the line, you would want to do this. I would recommend having all 4 biomes that you would want together. This is just for demonstration. So anyways, so the diffuse one, they're all in here now. And what I like to do is separate into 4 quadrants. So this quadrant here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 into the first quadrant that I just did. Yeah. So what I'm doing here is you could do a couple of different ways of doing this. Is you could have the move tool selected and just drag it and maybe you'll be able to fit it there. That would work for maybe you have a bunch of different atlas or a bunch of different materials together. You're gonna make a pretty cool looking atlas. You could do that, but for this one it's simply just gonna be a 4x4 grid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into edit the layer attributes, and I'm gonna turn its offset from 0 to 0. This is 5 pixels. So there you go. Now it's in the top left hand corner. I'm going to go to the second one, right click, edit layer attributes. I know it's going to be 1024, so 1024, and its Y is going to be at 0 because it's on the top. Hit OK, and there you go. That's where the second one is. And then I can do the same for the third, and again, X is going to be 0, Y is 1024. OK, there's the third. And then the fourth one, edit layer attributes, and I'm going to put it at 1024, 1024. Done. There you go. And there you go. You've now made your first atlas, your diffuse atlas. So you can save this. You can save it in wherever you want. I'm just going to do where I just had my stuff for the YouTube video here. I'm going to just save it as Rock Atlas Diffuse. Save. Good. And we're going to do another one. 2048 by 2048. Hit OK. And on this one, we're going to do the normals. 1 through 4. Drag them onto the layers. There we go. Might take a bit to load in. I'm going to get rid of the background so it's all transparent. And they're all like, and then I'm going to put them in the same spot. So layer 1 is going to be at 0, 0. Layer 2 is going to be at, 1024, 0. 3 is going to be at 0, 1024. And then 4 is going to be at 1024, 1024. Okay. And we're going to just save this as well. Rock Atlas normal. Good. Save. And you probably guessed it, we're going to do the same thing for the roughness. So there we go. This is our roughness map setup. So I'm going to save as, and then rough. And then now if you need to change things or edit things or whatever, you can come back here and easily do so. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is essentially I'm going to take this file that we just got. We're going to export them all as PNGs. And export the diffuse as a PNG export. Go to the normal. Export as the PNG Rock Atlas PNG. And then export it. And then the same with the roughness. Export as rough PNG. Good. Wait for the export window to show up. Export. And there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just close these guys. We've saved them and all that stuff. And I'm going to open up the atlas that we just made. So what I want is the Rock Atlas Diffuse PNG and the Rock Atlas Rough PNG. There we go. Open them both up. Good stuff. So now I have the PNGs. You see there's no longer the layers here. And what I want to do is come into the diffuse. I'm going to right click and I'm going to add the alpha channel. The alpha channel is already there, so we don't need to add it. That's good. But if it wasn't there, make sure you have this selected. And I'm going to hit add layer masks. Just put it as a white full opacity. What this is now I have the alpha masked essentially. And I'm going to come to my roughness map here and I'm going to do Control A. So the whole thing is selected. Control C to copy it. Bring it over here. Have this layer selected. Control V. And now the floating mask is on it. I'm going to hit the anchor button down here. Anchor the floating mask. And now the roughness has been put into the alpha values. And the reason why this is good is because Unity specifically, but also Godot, you can do this as well. You can map the, using the albedo alpha on Unity, you'll be able to do the smoothness. So now you will have all you need really to bring into game engines and stuff. Discard my changes there. All I need to do to bring into the game engines and stuff now is have my, my Rock Atlas, the normals, and this thing here, the diffuse / roughness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just export this as the PNG that I just created. And it's going to be Rock Atlas diffuse _ roughness. So I can understand, they're separated from each other. And there we go. It is good to go. So now, let's come back into Blender. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to the Layout tab. And I'm going to grab these two rocks here that we just created. We created before. And I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate them. I don't know, we can put them on over here or something, that's fine. And so these guys are the original ones, and these guys are going to be now the texture atlas rocks if we want. So, you know, you could just do like rock atlas or something, you know? And then this one could be like rock 2 atlas or something. Good. So then we can go over here and just hide all these. I'm going to grab these two guys specifically. I'm going to come into here and you're going to see, just make sure. So the scale is at 1, rotation is 0, location is messed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Alt G. That'll reset the location so they're back to their zeros, right? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start going into the, what was it? I'm going to basically go into the materials and I'm going to create a new material. Like I'm going to, create a new material and I'm going to call it like the rock atlas material and copy material to selected. So now both of them have it. I'm going to come into the shading tab of these two guys. It has, I've copied it basically from the last one. We don't need any of these things anymore because I'm in a different material right now. Anyways, so then what we're basically going to do is we're going to open up the Atlas Diffuse Roughness that we created. Get rid of you guys. Shift D, bring it down. And I'm going to open up the Atlas Normal as well that we created. And so now what we have here is our atlases. And I'm going to plug this one into the base color. And you'll see that looks pretty funny. And then the alpha value is the roughness. So there we go. And then the normal, on the normals here, I'm going to plug you into a normal map, and it's going to go into the color of the normal map, color to color, and put this normal into the normal. And there we go. It's looking like the rocks, but it's in the 4 quadrants. That's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe go to UV editing, or it's probably better just to stay in shading actually. And I'm going to just have both of these guys selected and hit Tab to enter edit mode. Hit A. Make sure this was in UV, not image mode. UV editor. There we go. And what I want to do is on this one, make sure it is using the diffuse roughness map that we just brought in. There we go. So this right here, I'm going to take all of the stuff that I've grabbed, I'm going to scale it down, and I'm going to drag it over to here. And just drag it on top of this. Scale it up. You can zoom in a bit. Scale it. There we go, that looks pretty good. Oh, saw on the edge there too much. There, that looks pretty good. Make sure it's all inside of here. And now, look at that. These rocks are just taking up this quadrant and they look really good. So you can do, as you can imagine, you can just Shift D, you know, Shift D, Shift D, and, you know, each one of these, say this one here, I've got these guys, I can hit Tab, oops, sorry, just only select these guys, and hit Tab, come into here, A, and hit G and then X, and I can bring it over to here. And look at that. Now these guys are mossy looking. And then I can do the same with these guys. Grab you guys, G, Y, bring it down the Y axis, put it over there. And then finally these guys, oops, just these guys, hit Tab, G, X over here to bring it this way. And then, oh, what am I doing? I have to hit A for all of it. That was a silly mistake. So GX, and then GY, and look at that. Now we have 4 rocks all made up really quickly using our texture atlas. So then now you can import these guys into, say, Unity or Godot or something, And they would all be sharing this one texture, and they look very different from each other. And as you can imagine, like this texture, you could have like 16 in there, like, you know, a 4x4 grid or an 8x8 grid. And by doing so, you can have like a huge number of rocks all sharing just one material. And that would really reduce the draw calls. Here, why don't I grab just these guys, you know? Oops. Bring you over here. There you go. There's the rocks that we created. Ta-da! Pretty cool, don't you think? But yeah, like I was saying before, ideally you would have these all just the same biome or whatever, and you would have all the rocks in your level sharing the same, well, not all of them, but a lot of the rocks in your level sharing the same material. So yeah, I can show you now. I'll bring up Godot. And you can see here, I mean, I showed this at the beginning of the video. You might have a different appreciation for it now. But these are all actually sharing the same material. They're all, it's a little bit of a snowy rocks looking thing. Some of them have less snow, some of them have more snow. But they're all sharing the same material. And what's kind of funny is I have set up a script so that whenever this gets run, it'll put all the rocks and change the material to just a random material. And I have set up, like, as you can see, 9 different materials for this package that I'm creating. And this is going to be available for free at the end of this all. So if you're wanting to just simply have these rocks, you can. Anyways, I'm going to run the project. And you can see it's probably going to be a different... There you go. Look at this. We're back in the moss biome. This is the one I showed at the beginning of the video. Well, maybe I want something different this time. Let's see. Can I get something else? There we go. Ooh, sandstone. There we go. A sandy video. Ooh. And yeah, so you can see these are actually all sharing the same material, made the exact same way that I just showed you, where we just created a texture atlas. Look at that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you did. It'd be nice to get some. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the game I make as well. And it's pretty cool, right? This is all just one material. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something. Take care. I'll see you next time.